Greetings. In this video, we are going to look at the meaning and commentary on the Kali Santarana Upanishad, which comes in the Krishna Yajur Veda, which serves as the origin for the Hare Krishna mantra. So Kali means discord or quarrel. So it is used to refer the Kali Yuga, which is least dharmic, in which the collective consciousness of the planet is at its lowest. Santarana meaning to go across. So as obvious as it sounds, this Upanishad speaks on or reveals the formula through which one can cross the miseries or the illusions of the Kali Yuga to attain enlightenment. So since every Upanishad has an opening and ending stanza, so does this Upanishad. And since it's from the Krishna Yajur Veda, all Krishna Yajur Vediya Upanishads have the Sahana Vavatu as the opening and closing stanza of the Upanishad itself. So let's look. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Saha means together, now which means both of us, avatu which means protect, bhunaktu which means to eat, to nourish ourselves, viryam which means courage, karavavahai means for both of us to perform, tejasvi which means brilliance, adhitam which means the Veda recitation and its implementation, astu which means to be, ma which means may not, vitvishavahai which comes from Vidvisha itself means Virupe Dvisha. Dvisha literally means the state of Dvaita, the feeling of two when one feels separate from the other. So this whole stanza is about breaking the state of Dvaita and realizing that all of us are one. So the overall meaning is, oh, protect us together, nourish us together, courageously let us together perform noble deeds. May the vibrations of the Vedas that we chant and learn spread brilliance all around, and may we perform all this with the state of complete oneness, with the state of complete Advaita, in the realization that all of us are consciousness. So ends the opening stanza. So let's move into the main Upanishad itself. So it's a rather short Upanishad, but which has profound truths in it. So the first stanza, let's look at it. So firstly, I would like to complete and apologize in the aspect of recitation of his Upanishad because the actual swaras are not known. So what I recite is in accordance to my own flow of recitation, so as to say. Om Dvaparante Narado Brahmanan Jagama Katham Bhagavankam Paryatang Kaligum Santareyam Iti Sahovaja Brahma Sadhu Prushtosmi Sarvashruti Rahasyam Kopyantat Shrunuyena Kali Samsarantarishyasi Bhagavat Adi Purushasya Narayanasya Namocharana Matrena Nirdhuta Kalir Bhavatiti. So the first verse, let's look at the breakdown. Dvaparante Narado Brahmanam Jagama Katham Bhagavan Kam Paryatan Kalim Santareyam Iti. At the end of the Dvapara Yuga, Sage Narada goes to Lord Brahma and asks him, O Lord, how shall I, who is roaming over the earth, be able to overcome the effects of Kali Yuga? The next verse, Sahovacha Brahma Sadhu Prushtosmi Sarva Shruti Rahasyam Kopyam Tat Shrunuyena Kali Samsaram Tarishyasi. Meaning Lord Brahma replies, you have asked well, O Lord Narada, listen to that which all the Vedas, Shruti here refers to the Vedas, keep as a secret and hidden, through which one may cross the ocean of mundane existence, the samsaras during Kali Yuga, to attain liberation. Next verse, Bhagavat Adi Purushasya Narayanasya Namocharana Matrena Nirdhuta Kalir Bhavatiti. So Lord Brahma continues, it is through the mere recitation of the name of Lord Narayana, the Adi Purusha, the Bhagavan Adi Purusha, Lord Narayana, which enables one to attain enlightenment during this Kali Yuga. So this whole stanza is like happening. Well, Sage Narada goes to Lord Brahma and asks as to how will he be able to overcome the dark age of Kali Yuga. And Lord Brahma asks, so I'm going to reveal you something which has been kept, which is considered to be a secret of the Vedas, the Shrutis. And through its recitation in which you will be able to transcend the evil effects of Kali Yuga. So next stanza. Naradav punaf paprachatan nama kim iti sohovacha hiranyagarbhaha. So the verse. Naradav punaf paprachatan nama kim iti. So here, Lord Sage Narada asks again, so what are those names? What is that name which you have mentioned? Sahovacha Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha, who is seen as Brahma here. So Lord Brahma replies, the next stanza. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Lord Brahma reveals the formula, which is the Hare Krishna mantra, as we had seen. Lord Brahma further continues in the next stanza. Iti shodashakam namnam kali kalmashanashanam nataf paratara upaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. So verse. Iti shodashakam namnam kali kalmashanashanam. These 16 sounds, so the Hare Krishna mantra consists of 16 sounds, destroys the negative effects of Kali. Kali kalmasha nashanam. Nataf paratara upaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. There are no better ways, upaya, than this to be had in all the Vedas. In next stanza, Lord Brahma continues. Iti shodasha kalavritasya jivasya avarana vinashanam tataf prakashate param brahma meghapaye ravirashmi mandali veti. So the first verse, the stanza, Iti shodasha kalavritasya jivasya avarana vinashanam. The 16 sounds, when recited, destroys the 16 manifestations. Kala means manifestations, in which the jiva, the individual soul, is enveloped. Avarana, meaning covered or enveloped. So these 16 kalas actually find place, you can find its reference in the Krishna Upanishad. So when you appear as a soul, as an individual, you are a manifestation of 16 aspects. Number 1, prana, life force. Number 2, shraddha, faith. Number 3, kham, ether. Vayu, wind. Jyotihi, light. Apaha, water. Prithvi, earth. Indriyam, the senses, the sense organs. Manaha, the mind. Annam, the food component, which is your body. Your gross body is made out of food. Viryam, which is vital energy. Tapaha, which is the inner heat. Right? So tapas itself comes from the word tapta, which means heat. So it refers to the inner heat. It could even refer to penance, or the heat generated from the spiritual sadhanas, like a penance or meditation. Mantraha, which is the vibration aspect. The whole universe, the structure of the universe is maintained from vibrations. Karma, actions. Lokaha, the realms of existence. And nama, meaning individualization. So these 16 aspects comprise you when you relate yourself as an individual being, as a soul. So when you take birth in a particular loka, when you have a particular name, when you perform a particular karma, when there is vibrations which keep your structure, your body and form intact, when you perform, when your inner heat drives your metabolism, when you have vital energy, the 5 elements which make you, the faith you have, and the life force which sustains you, all these manifestations is what enables you to live as a person, as a being. Now in the state of enlightenment, we want to destroy all this. We want to destroy everything which separates us from the truth that we are Atma, we are consciousness which is infinite. So from breaking the boundary from finite to infinite, we use these 16 sounds. So the 16 sounds destroy all the 16 kalas in which the jiva is enveloped, covered. The next verse is very beautiful. Tataf prakashate param brahma meghapaye ravi rashmi mandali veti. Just like the sun which shines forth when the clouds are dispersed, when you remove the clouds and suddenly you see the sun shining so gloriously. So that is how the Para Brahman alone radiates forth. So when you remove all these aspects which you identify as yourself, the mind, the body, the senses, your actions, your name, your identity, the place in which you live in, when you destroy all this, what is left is Atma, consciousness, and that is the real you. And that consciousness is which everyone is made up of. That is the true state of everyone, everything, and that is the true state of the universe itself. So when the 16 kalas are destroyed, this truth that you are Atman rises like the sun which appears after the clouds are dispersed. The next stanza, or perhaps the last stanza. पुनर्नारदः पप्रच भगवन् कोऽस्य विधिरिति तगं होवाच नास्य विधिरिति सर्वदा शुचिरशुचिर्वा पठन् ब्राह्मणः स लोकतागं समीपतागं सरूपतागं सायुज्यम् एति यदास्य षोडशकस्य सार्धत्रिकोटिर्जपति तदा ब्रह्महत्यान्तरति तरति वीरहत्यां स्वर्णस्तेयात् पूतो भवति वृषलीगमनात् पूतो भवति सर्वधर्मपरित्यागपापात् सत्यशुचिताम् आप्नुयात् सत्यो मुच्यते इत्युपनिषत्. So in verse, Punar Naradav papracha bhagavan kosya vidhiriti. So Sage Narada asks Lord Brahma, "O Lord, what are the regulations, the vidhi, that has to be observed when one recites this mantra?" Lord Brahma replies in the verse, Tam hovacha nasya vidhiriti. There are no regulations, there are no vidhis. Further, Sarvada shuchir ashuchir va pathan brahmanas salokatam samipatam sarupatam sayujam eti. So whether one is pure or impure, regardless of his background, when one chants, when one recites this mantra, he attains the different expressions of enlightenment, which we will look at it now. So number one is salokyam, meaning the state of being promoted to the loka, to the realm in which the deity of which represents the state of enlightenment resides. For example, being in Vaikuntha. Samipya, meaning the state of enlightenment in which one remains as an associate of the deity. For example, the Sudarshana Chakra of Lord Narayana. Sarupya, meaning attaining the very cosmic form of the deity. For example, having the form of Lord Vishnu with 4 hands and so forth in Vaikuntha. Sayujyam, meaning the mergence, the complete oneness or mergence with the Brahman, the state of enlightenment. So this verse speaks whether one is pure, impure, regardless of his background. When one repeats this mantra, he attains all the mentioned states of enlightenment. Now these states can be seen as what an asadhaka undergoes. For example, first by remembering the deity, Salokyam, he manifests the particular space within him in which the deity manifests. And then he meditates upon the form, Sarupyam, of the deity, which enables him to go closer to the deity, Samipyam. And finally, all these three lead him to Sayujyam, in which he finally merges into God. Yadasya Shodashakasya Sardha Trikotir Japati Tada Brahma Hatyam Dharati. So when one chants this mantra 35 million times, this mantra which consists of 16 sounds, when it is recited 35 million times, he is released from the sin of murdering a Brahmana. The following verse, Tarati Veera Hatyam, the sin of murdering a Veera, a warrior. Svarnasteyat puto bhavati. He is absolved from the sin of stealing gold, stealing Svarnam. The next verse. Vrishali gamanat puto bhavati. He is released from the sins of sexual misconduct. Sarva dharma parityaga papat satyas shuchitam apnuyat. Meaning, having sacrificed, having given up all dharmas, just like how Karna does to Lord Krishna, he is absolved from all sins. Satyo muchyate, satyo muchyate. So he becomes immediately enlightened, immediately liberated. Ityupanishad. Thus is this Upanishad. And then we end with the Sahana Vavatu prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let's look at something quite interesting. So the Upanishad states that, when the mantra is recited 35 million times, he gets the benefits, the merits of, whichever we saw, getting absolved from the sins of killing a brahmana, blah, blah, blah. So just let's look at how big that is, right? So 35 million recitation means you will reach this number by reciting this mantra 100,000 times per day for a year, or 10,000 times per day for 10 years, or 1,000 times per day for 100 years. So even if you recite this mantra 1,000 times per day, it will take you 100 years to reach 35 million counts. So that is a lot. So this is an interesting Upanishad. Thank you for watching.